Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And today, do we have a lot to cover. We're gonna mostly cover David Swartz, who is a really interesting individual, let's call it that. He is the CTO over at Ripple, one of the original architects of the XRP network. He's also a contributor to Bitcoin, was early into Bitcoin. Some believe he's Satoshi Nakamoto. But today we have a little bit on him, a little bit of his discussions basically. We have two of them, and oh boy, am I always intrigued with his answers and his knowledge. I really admire this person, and I don't see that too often. Having said that, I want to know from you guys, what city are you watching from? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see the channel thrive, make sure you press the like button. It just helps out with the YouTube algorithm, I hope. So, why not, right? How does it hurt? I don't think it hurts anybody. So, Tiffany Hayden was basically proposing a completely new system, the XRP ledger, without any pre-generated coins. So that means the whole 100 billion XRP that was created, take that all off. Tokens to cover transaction fees and or wallet reserves can be purchased using any payment method, fiat, Bitcoin, etc., as needed via a smart contract. Proceeds from transactions go exactly where they go now, to nobody. And Wolfsburgs asks, where did the existing 100 billion go? He says, there doesn't need to be a thing. They don't exist. Well, might as well throw out all my profit then. This was just to create a level playing field, not an attempt to salvage something that isn't. That's going to wreck because nobody actually cares about a level playing field or low cost transactions. And if you scroll through here, you're basically finding out that she is talking about something really odd. I don't know exactly what her question was or where she wanted to take this conversation, but it's an odd way of making a discussion. One kind of token is generated, but payment method for the token isn't exclusive. You can use Bitcoin or Ethereum, etc. The tokens don't exist until they are purchased into existence. And just like transaction fees now, the proceeds don't go to anybody. They are burned. David says, well, if you get the token by destroying Bitcoin or Ethereum, the proceeds aren't burned. They go to enriching Bitcoin and Ethereum holders. Why should a new project enrich the entrenched interest of previous projects rather than those who contribute to the new project? She says, so use fiat to purchase the sub-penny tokens, but from who? He says, such as from a smart contract. He says, I don't follow. What does the smart contract have to do with the fiat? She says, well, right now you can use a stablecoin like USDC until banks issue their own fiat tokens. He says, what does the smart contract do with the USDC? Spend it to enrich nobody? Destroy it to enrich USDC issuers? Use it to benefit mankind somehow at the expense of those who created the value of the smart contract, traded for it? Because there's a little bit of a hole. She says it's paid to pay a fee. Oh, sorry, guys. It's to pay a fee. Nobody is enriched through XRPL fees. They are destroyed. The smart contract is the toll booth. Insert money, receive ticket to cross. David says, Arthur, Jet, and I, which once more confirms he was at the start, chose to destroy fees on the XRP ledger because we couldn't think of any other options at the time. I still don't think any better option for a system that doesn't use proof of work or proof of stake to do with the fees. This is basically, if you were wondering, if you make an XRP transaction, you have to pay a very, very, very small fee, right? 0.0001 XRP. That XRP is burned. Now, you could fit 1,000, maybe even a whole year's worth of transactions into $1. So all of the XRP, you could fit into just, let's say, $1,000 in a whole year. It's definitely not, oh, here it says it's $8,000 a year. But for yourself, I think you can really transact XRP the whole year for at maximum $1, which is definitely cheaper than anything else I've ever used. Tiffany Hayden says, I'm not suggesting that the fees shouldn't be destroyed. I'm suggesting that just like tickets to use for a toll road, there should be an unlimited amount that can be purchased and then shouldn't be generated and gifted to somebody beforehand. Generated on demand when purchased. He says, but then what happens to the value exchange for the tickets? Who gets it? What does it go to? And why care about it since it's such a tiny fraction of the value? XRP's market cap right now is 25 billion or so. Transaction fees are maybe $8,000 per year. It seems an odd thing to be super concerned about. As he says, because you are focused on XRP, and I'm suggesting a network with low transaction fees and a level playing field where the toll road passes don't exist to make somebody wealthy, but to use the road. And he says that's XRPL. Transaction fees are very low. Way under a penny per transaction, they're so low that transaction fees aren't an obstacle to anyone who wants to use the ledger for any purpose. It's true. Transaction fees don't really enrich anyone on XRPL and won't make a material impact for decades. Because think about it. In this system, if you would really think like, okay, let's burn a lot of XRP, you're using your own XRP that you want to transfer that's going to be burned, right? So you're not enriching yourself enough in scarcity because you're burning the token itself if you're making a transaction. So there's no benefit in you doing that. From a different perspective, though, a lot of people using the network is also not going to enrich anybody because there's 99.9 billion tokens and there's only $8,000 per year right now that's being burned, but the amount of XRP that's being burned will stay around the same. So if you kind of calculate that for yourself, it's not going to be more than, let's say, 10,000. No, let's put it a little bit higher. It's not going to be more than 25,000 XRP per year in terms of transactions. So if we take 100 years or so, it really still wouldn't really make a big impact, the amount of XRP that's being burned. So talking about a different system with lower fees, it's really strange because XRP, theoretically speaking, is one of the best systems created out there. And it just kind of goes more into the system, the way it was built, and really why the low costs of XRPL was really here. It's basically made like here. The scarcity is not artificial. Every transaction you issue imposes cost on everyone who runs a node because they have to store, relay, check, and sequence the transaction. XRPL's design tries to make transaction fees approximately that cost, which we've covered before. And she just comes back in, trying. And here's a little talk at the bottom right here, but that's not really relevant anymore. It's about the discussion and about the, I'm not going to say misinformation, because I'm going to assume that she knows her stuff quite properly. It's about the thought processes and people trying to come up with new things and this, that, left, right. This, by the way, is Director of Developer Relationship at Ripple X Dev. It's also not a nobody. I'm going to quickly press the follow button on him. It's so strange how some discussions make no freaking sense. It's just people proposing things or asking things that make no freaking sense, especially involving XRP. There's always good answers, and that is so beautiful about XRP, that the community is so inside of it all, where like you have a question, boom, let me explain it to you in the most easy way, in a way that also kind of enlightens you about XRPL, but also shows you why XRPL is really the stuff, right? And that really just made me once more kind of admit to myself that what we're holding here, guys, it's a juicy one, all right? It's a juicy one, not gonna lie. It's a juicy one. Let's just stick to that one for right now. Then somebody else asked Joel Katz, and he's even replied to me one time before. I like that the CTO of a multi-billion-dollar project just replies to tweets from, I don't want to say nobodies, but people with no followers as well. That's good. He says, if XRP theoretically became too expensive, would it be possible to change the fees from 10 drops to 1, for example? How would CBDCs theoretically affect XRP price? He says the base fee can be adjusted by consensus, and logically speaking, this last part, he could not answer to, but logically speaking, they should not adjust the price, right? How would CBDCs theoretically affect the XRP price? Logically, they should not. Because why would they? It's only about the demand for XP that goes up, but let's not cover that in today's story. Then Ascension Imminent 2021 posted this on Twitter. Did Brett Garlinghouse just let slip that Joel Katz is possibly Satoshi? Or a person involved in the group of Satoshi Nakamoto? It was a really interesting one in my opinion. Just the thought of that alone. We've often talked and joked about that being the case, but the only thing here that's really relevant is just the video itself and just kind of how, once more, how huge this man is. Just, I'm really kind of a fanboy. Let's talk like that. Let me quickly show you guys this video.
Great to be here.
If I can.
Brad, as your company introduced XRP as a cryptocurrency, who uses it, and why do they use it rather than one of the credit cards or a regular banking system?
So first off, thanks for having me. Great to be here. Great to be with Joe. I will correct one thing right out of the gates. Ripple did not actually issue XRP. The XRP ledger is an open source, decentralized technology, not dissimilar to Bitcoin. And some of the creators of the XRP ledger actually had been early engineers that worked on Bitcoin.
Brad, is your company
Okay, and then of course the relevant part, as you can most likely already tell, is about how he says that about the early developer of Bitcoin, or at least contributor. And David Swartz also replied saying, I suspect he's talking about things like my contributions to the Bitcoin core and Stefan's JavaScript Bitcoin library from a long freaking time ago, 2011, we're talking about. But this guy knows his stuff. Let's just stick to it like that. It's just, I'm sometimes so excited about that. Also, you sometimes wonder why he doesn't have that much XRP, right? We know about his holdings. He told me. I'm not quite sure where it is on my profile. If you go look for a little bit, or I will try to pick it back up again. He has once answered my question of what coins do you hold? I'm going to quickly try to find it for myself again. David Swartz, what coins do you hold? Because I put it on Twitter, and I don't think I'm going to find it now, can I? It was in 2021, maybe? I'm not quite sure where it is. It's just somewhere on Twitter. Oh yeah. Okay, no. So he's basically replied to quite a lot of different things, but here's one of them, for example. This is not mine. It was XRP Johnny asking, how much XRP do you have, David? And he says, let's just say more than 1 million and less than 10 million. This was in November 2020. It does make you think about something. Let's quickly see what else. At what price do you quit your job? $1. That is also interesting. Let's see. Is this still valid? Let's quickly ask if this is actually still the truth. Or was it a joke? I would say it's a joke, but let's quickly tag him. Let's see what he's going to say. That is pretty crazy. Okay, let's move on, though. Let's see what else I got. This is another thing you should really know. Kenny Nguyen said, breaking news, Vietnamese President Nguyen Xuan Phuc announced today that TP Bank, the largest bank of Vietnam, will utilize XRP for cross-border payment in large part thanks to Mr. Kitao of SBI Japan. This is old news. It's nothing really new. So there we go on that one. And as people have said here before, it's really not a big bank. It's really nothing really too strange. So I don't really understand what's going on here. Or I have missed a part of this. But no, I believe it's really old. So I'm not too sure exactly what he is excited about. Maybe I am missing it. If you know, let me know in the comment section down below. But there's no source, no nothing. So why does it get so many likes then? What people just like it without watching, without reading. Come on, guys. Check it into it yourself a little bit. It doesn't make any sense. Unless once more I'm missing something, but then it wasn't really known too much. XRP just secured its highest weekly close since May 2018 as price soars above 70 cents. Things were looking good, and that was actually most of these articles. XRP prints its highest weekly close in 35 months as rally accelerates. XRP turned this oh, this is a different story. XRP turned this gas station worker into millionaire. Here's his new bet. A college student who became a millionaire because of XRP has revealed his new bet. I mean, it's interesting, I guess. When early Bitcoiners started cashing out their gains at the end of 2013, Mayguard took a left turn by betting on XRP, the crypto affiliate with distributed ledger company Ripple, when it was trading below 0.005. This bet turned him into a millionaire by 2017, when crypto was finally going mainstream. After taking a cryptocurrency deep dive, he decided to put all his money, 4K, into Bitcoin when the crypto was trading roughly at about $150 per coin, and then he bet into that. After a series of major buys, Mayguard currently owns a whopping $12 million worth of NFTs. He's not eager to cash out, currently rejecting a $4.2 million offer for his CryptoPunk 8348 artwork. Mayguard is convinced that crypto and NFTs are here to stay. I want to maximize my gains. It may all go to zero tomorrow, but I think crypto and NFTs are here to stay. And I'm willing to take the best bet for a chance to level up. So he's basically going for NFTs right now. Sad, very sad. But, you know, props to him for hustling this hard and getting this far as a college student. That's pretty nice. XRP prints its highest weekly close, as I just said. Ethereum has good fundamentals and it will grow by Anthony Scaramucci. All I'm just quickly saying here is this guy, you know, yeah, he's good on on Ethereum, but he's still a Bitcoin type of guy. Who cares about these types of people though, man? If they're really focused only on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't really care about them too much. And last but not least, Ripple CEO claims he is not advocating for banning Bitcoin. A lot of people are commenting this down below saying, oh, Berg only has to say something negative, yada, yada, yada. Screw that. He's definitely not saying ban Bitcoin. He's a big Bitcoin holder. We all know it. It's because of some Twitter stuff, Twitter back and forth. But do not worry about it. We already fixed it a couple of episodes ago, but maybe you weren't watching it. It's basically some 75 gallons of gasoline to... It was basically about the cost of running Bitcoin. And the cost of sending Bitcoin around, it just costs a lot of oil or gas, theoretically speaking, in electricity. But yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto update. Take care, everybody.